both ways.
Mr. President,
are you still going to make an earth-shattering announcement?
We'll have somebody great.
We who hear this parable and apply it to our own lives may well feel challenged to become a better and more receptive terrain for the working of His grace.
Reminding all present that he himself is a descendant of migrants, and emphasize the ethical use of new technologies and care for the environment.
Picture this. Pope Leo delivers a roast so fiery it singes Elon Musk's rockets, and Trump's Twitter blows up like the 4th of July. But wait till you see what he said about Melania. This is drama you can't miss. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. First and foremost, the Pope explicitly chastised JD, referring to him as a wishful billionaire. While indicating that desire without purpose is like trying to cash a check that is likely to bounce, he questioned JD's obsession with wealth and power. Then, turning to Melania, he referred to her as Trump's silent partner, saying nothing while she carried out her duties on the international stage.
I mean, what greater honor could there be? And we were a little bit surprised, very happy. It was just a great, absolutely great honor.
He called for respect for religious freedom, and in social spheres urged efforts to fight inequality and invest in families, founded upon the stable union between a man and a woman.
It's such a great honor for our country to have an American.
Hey, watch out!
We who hear this parable and apply it to our own lives may well feel challenged to become a better and more receptive terrain for the working of His grace.
This is not exactly a flattering description, but probably the cruelest attack came when he described Elon Musk as a rocket man with no plan. There was an audible gasp in the interview room, a combination of surprise and awkward laughing. As soon as these statements were broadcast, the internet went berserk, as it always does. Hashtags such as Juan Papal Roast and Jur Sassy Pope went viral on Twitter. Before users could refresh their feed, Instagram was overflowing with memes. Among the most popular was a shot of Pope Leo with a microphone drop and sunglasses, accompanied by the statement, "Pardon me, Father, for I am about to end careers." Even before the interview was complete, folks were calling it the roast of the year. When TikTok gets involved and posts a video of Leo's comments to church choir music remixes, you know it's going viral. Comedy Reports compared what happened to a religiously charged HBO roast, and to be honest, they were not wrong. However, what was going on behind the scenes was far more fascinating than any amount of internet chatter. Yes, Pope Leo's statements were cruel, but how did Trump respond? The genuine show was that.
Both ways.
Mr. President,
are you still going to make an earth-shattering announcement?
We'll have somebody great.
Even recklessness with which the sower casts the seed on all kinds of soil, even the rocky terrain that seems most unpromising.
That deal has not been done yet.
What is that?
Are you sure that the UK will take American chlorinated chicken? That deal has not been done yet.
We're changing all of that, but we have it both ways. We have it.
As it was the first opportunity to engage with Pope Leo XIV and his political thinking. The new pope delivered a speech very much in line with that of his predecessor.
To say the least, Trump did not take this sitting down. Or maybe he did, tweeting furiously from a fancy chair. What does Trump do when he is ridiculed, live on television? He uses Twitter to declare war. And this was no ordinary response for Trump. It was a complete meltdown. Trump's account went viral just minutes after Pope Leo's remarks were broadcast. His tweets began with the strangely capitalized word, "Fake News Pope," and eventually devolved into blaming the Vatican of undermining American greatness. Do you mean classic Trump? Before you could say "Kavfef," the man had turned a roast into a conspiracy theory.
Vladimir Putin and Saudi Arabia next week?
I don't think so, but we're having very good conversations. Very, very good.
reminding all present that he himself is a descendant of migrants, and emphasized the ethical use of new technologies and care for the environment.
You got to move into poor Carolina.
No, we'll do others for the White House. We're working on 3 of them right now, trade agreements. We're doing 3. And you just left Tiger. You saw Tiger?
Reflecting on Jesus' parable of the sower and the seed. What can strike us is the generosity.
However, this is where things become absurd. In one tweet, he implied that Pope Leo's crowds were not comparable to his rallies, claiming that the Pope was jealous of his massive popularity. But it did not end there. He went on to brand Elon Musk a wannabe Trump, since it appears Trump can't help but throw in what he considers as a compliment even during such rants. Finally, he gave Melania a chance, saying something like, "Without me, none of you would even know her name." Yes, claiming that your wife's public image is only a Trump bonus feature is the height of love and respect. Meanwhile, the image of Trump pacing around Mar-a-Lago like a soap opera villain is virtually unmistakable. You can almost see him raging at staff, his small hands writhing and possibly demanding that someone fact-check the Pope ASAP. Such outbursts remind us why he has become a meme, and because the internet couldn't take it, he was recrowned as a meme prince. His tweet screenshots received more attention than his original roast, and one parody account went going and above by changing a video of Trump dancing and captioned it, "Me after the Pope still won't apologize."
Fantastic, great champion, great guy. And but you know, we'll be doing a lot of the signings. They would like to do them in the Oval Office.
Pope Leo XIV expressed concern over the global rearming trend, calling for the assistance to migrants.
Jesus explains that the seed is God's word, which is meant to take root in the hearts of all, none excluded.
Mr. President, are you sure that the UK will take American chlorinated chicken?
However, memes were not the only example of poetic justice. People wrote messages of support for Pope Leo, including some of his former admirers, claiming that his statements were significant because, to be honest, he wasn't mistaken. Was this Trump's major answer? Was it just another example of his ridiculous appearance? Let us conclude and see what happens. Pope Leo just scored a touchdown, and one thing we've learned is that ridiculing Trump has become a global sport. Following the Pope's critical remarks, Trump's outlandish reaction sparked laughter. It was comparable to seeing a reality TV crossover episode that no one requested but everyone enjoyed. What are your thoughts then? Was Trump's scream the genuine high point of the entire situation, or did Pope Leo go too far? Tell us in the comments below. There is no doubt that the Vatican will consider substituting an official roast battle for talks at their next public event.